Good evening, welcome to the Movie Trio. I am Daniel.
I'm Sherry.
I'm Josh.
And we're doing a review of VHS Viral. Is that part 2, right?
It's the third one.
Yeah, that's right. It's the third film. The second sequel, if you must go technical.
It's the third waste of film that they've created.
Huh?
The third installment to the trilogy.
I don't know. Starring a lot of independent film people. And directed by a lot of independent film people. A series of directors, yes, that's the best way to describe it.
A series of terrible directors.
I don't think it was terrible. I think it was more about...
There's only like one story that was okay. What? There's only really like one story that was okay.
Okay, we're going to discuss this in a minute, remember.
No, I was just saying like... I don't know, what did you guys think about the film, I guess? Like, I guess that's right off the bat. Like, what do you guys think about the movie?
I did not... It's just not good movies. The first one had, like, 2 good stories. The second one had, like, 1. And this one had none. I didn't really... Well, I guess the first one was pretty okay. And then I don't even remember the other ones, but they just weren't... I don't know. It seems like they just get worse and worse. They're like the Paranormal Activity movies.
Josh, what do you think about it?
I thought it was great. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really go into it expecting a whole lot. To me, it had potential, but people just weren't very creative with it. Like, there's only like one okay story. There's one story that I thought that started off good, but then it faded and it wasn't good anymore.
Well, I was going to say, well, I guess we'll jump into the details afterwards, but I was going to say, yeah, I agree. I think the movie was very good. Like, there was only one, like, I think it was the first story that, caught my interest, but then after that it was, I don't know, it wasn't very good.
Why did we even watch this movie? We just saw it and we were like, oh man.
Pretty much.
Did I really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all it was. It wasn't like anything special, like, or any particular reason. It was just like, because obviously we saw the first 2, so.
Like what they?
Pretty much, and yeah, like, really, it's funny too because I can understand it's independent filmmaking and what they're going for. But nothing was really scary about it. Because, like, the first film, like, it had, like, the succubus, it had the ghost story, you know what I mean? It was all, like, horror film. Huh?
That was the second one.
Was it? I don't recall. Either way, though, those were, like, among the stories, which had, like, scary elements in the film. And the second one had the aliens. I remember that one. I remember that one story. Huh? Was that the first one? No. No, I think you're thinking about order. But either way, though.
Talking about the VHS movies or this film?
No, I'm talking about the VHS movies.
The first one had they were in the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then from there it was the drive-in, or not the drive-in, the hotel, motel, whatever it was, and the person was watching them, and then it turned out...
That was part 2.
I thought that was the first one.
No, I thought that was part 2, because... Hold on, I'm looking at it.
No, the second one had the ghost story.
The what?
The second one had the ghost story in it.
Which one was the ghost story?
Where the guy's house, or, his house was haunted or whatever, and the lady comes by trying to help him, remember?
No, I don't.
You remember? The guy...
No, I don't.
It was the guy, he's, like, pretty much, like, balding or whatever. Remember, like, he would go into, like, his bedroom, and on his bed he'd see, like, the shape of a person, and then when you move the blankets, there's something there.
I do vaguely recall this, actually.
Alright. Well, what is it, VHS 1? It was tape 56, which was, what was it? Oh, pretty much that's when they break in the house to steal the VHS tape.
Yeah.
That's the surrounding story.
Oh, yeah.
And then, hold on, and then there's Amateur Night, where the friends rent the hotel room, and...
The girl, right? Yeah, that one, I remember that one. turns into a fucking vampire, monster, or some shit.
Yeah, and then, huh?
She's a demon.
No, she's a succubus. It's like a vampire.
No, it's a demon.
A winged
thought a
bat-like
succubus was
creature.
Demon.
It
Like
is a demon.
Well, it says it turns into demonic, but I remember, like,
That bitch was pretty demon-like.
whatever. Maybe they weren't sure what that was. A second honeymoon is where... What was it?
That's where they went traveling, right? With the
Yeah.
person was following them, and then it turns out that the girl had a girlfriend. That's the one that I was
Oh,
just
that's
telling
right.
you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't know. I pushed that out of my head. Oh, and Tuesday the 17th. I remember that film. That was the one where it's like, huh?
The haunted house one, right?
No, that was where they go out into the woods and pretty much it's like a ripoff of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they said that, like, this day something happened or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
like there was a previous or
Yeah.
whatever, and she wanted to kill whatever
Yeah.
killed her friend.
Yeah, and then they all fucking died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next one was about the girl who was chatting with her boyfriend.
Oh.
That was the
Online.
alien one. That was the alien one. Remember? Because that was the alien one. Because remember at the end it turned out like her boyfriend was like living in the apartment next to her and he would come in because the aliens would put like a baby in her or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I remember that.
And then the next one was October 31st, 1998, where she was the guys who go looking for the Halloween party.
And that's
And
the haunted house that fucking the house came
That's
to life
fun.
or something, and then the house, and then they left, and yeah,
It's pretty funny. They had more stories in the first one.
a lot of smoke.
uh,
Why is there so much smoke in here?
but then let's see. Like I said, that first one had better stories, whereas this one didn't. I'm trying to go right back through the.
I said yeah, compared to this one, VHS one was pretty good.
Because what is it? The overall one on this one.
I guess, yeah, I agree. Compared to this one, VHS one was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's right. VHS 2 was in the wraparound. I don't remember the wraparound. It was tape 49.
The guy and the girl, they break into the house because they're going to look for the missing people.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. And then the first story. Then the first story was where the guy gets the implant.
Yeah, that's one where his house is haunted, like where he sees ghosts.
Yeah. And then what is it? The ride in the park. That's where. Oh, that's the zombie thing.
I don't remember that one either. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's like at a park, and there's everybody they go through like a park area, and there's like a birthday party.
Oh yeah, it's the first-person view of the zombie.
Oh, but
I have a
either.
hard time remembering that one.
And then the next one was Safe Haven, which was a cult where they're supposed to like is a news crew or doing like a documentary infiltrating a cult, and then all of a sudden it's like a mass murder. And
Oh yeah, I remember that one. And then they fucking like run back to the vehicle or whatever, and then right.
and then the next one was a summer party alien abduction, which was more aliens and at somebody's house, and then the dog.
Yeah, the dog, and then I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's the one
It's
with
like
the
a
little
lake house or
kids.
something,
The one
and
with the
then-
little kids.
Yeah, the little kids, and then the one before that was they had gone in with their cameras to some kind of like a school or something. It looked like a school, and they had a classroom, and then there was women in one area, and then there was just this big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
I
they were like
remember.
looking at them like
It was
in
in a foreign country.
yeah, it's like Japan or something
Or
or
was
whatever.
it, like Korea.
Whatever, it was some Asian country.
Yeah, I remember.
And then yeah, okay.
And then they start killing each other.
Yeah, they started killing each other and then doing that whole thing, and then didn't they follow them or something? Or
Yeah, they killed
Yeah.
all of them.
And then this one, it was about what is it? The high-speed chase with the ice cream truck going around everywhere. And then the first
Yeah.
story was the magician. Huh?
That was it for VHS 2. They only had 3 stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or 4 stories.
And then this one, it's
the first one had a lot. It seemed like. I wonder what happened.
but what is it? So VHS Viral 3. The wraparound is with the ice cream chase or whatever. And then the first story is about the magician. And then the next one is about the machine that opens the doorway to a parallel world. And then the third one is the teenage skaters that end up like remember they go to Mexico and then like they unearth something.
Yeah.
And then The last one. What's the last one?
The taxi one.
Did I see that one?
Yeah, the taxi one, remember? Where the girl's in the taxi cab with the guy and he's there filming her.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't
She
know.
has the gun or whatever, and
Yeah,
then he
stupid.
takes it away or some shit. I don't know.
But either way, those are the stories for that one. I don't know. I guess, what did you guys think about, like, the stories? Like, obviously, we said so far, like, wasn't very good. I think the magician one was pretty good. The parallel one, universe, that one was okay, but then it just went completely stupid. Don't you remember?
I'm having a really hard time with these movies because they just keep getting worse and worse. And I know that's kind of, I'm sure they're not trying to make bad movies. They're just like, oh man, and then like make a cult film, I guess. But it's just, oh god, they're just not good. I think I just keep watching them because we've already seen so many of them. We have to keep watching. We can't just stop.
I wonder if that's what they just rely on as far as, like, people, like, oh, look,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like, oh, well, if we have, because they had a big thing about the first one, and it became this big deal. And then everybody was like, oh, man, it's so scary. And I remember you had said also that you had heard from somebody or something that movie was just... No, he heard from somebody. He read it on a Facebook or something like that somebody was like, oh, man, you gotta see VHS. It's like the scariest movie or whatever. And we watched it, and it was shit. And then we just, like... I don't know.
That's the bad part too. Is like a lot of people, like, they say, like, "Oh, it's the scariest movie," and really, what they should say, "I thought it was the scariest movie," not "It's the scariest movie you'll ever see," because really, everybody has different versions of what's scary to them.
I had somebody who said that the human centipede was terrifying.
I don't know why.
I don't either. I'm like, if you're fucking scared of foreign men, I suppose.
No. Most people try to associate gore with scary or horror, which doesn't make much sense, but whatever.
So human centipede is scary if you're eating a big lunch.
Pretty much. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I think a lot of people said that a Serbian film was scary, but it's not scary. It's
scary.
like it's more like a
That was
shock film.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was... Did you ever see that movie? Or
Yeah.
was it yeah, it was just me and Josh. That was rough.
But what is it? So, like, with VHS Viral, like I said, I think the only good story that I liked was the magician story. That was pretty good. Like I said, it wasn't terrifying. It was more like... This is more like for, like, a TV, like, you know...
I think this just makes it funny though, because like when I first started watching it, just reminded me of like kind of like the show like Beyond Belief or what's that one show? Night Terrors, and then maybe The Outer Limits. Because like it's I don't know, it had kind of that feel to it, but then the ending just sucked. It wasn't good at all.
Yeah, pretty much. I wonder if they just ran out of time, or if there's like, you know, I don't know what happened with some of these stories, because the parallel universe, like, it kind of caught my interest at first because it was the opposite of everything, and then all of a sudden, when you saw the weird part on the opposite side, on the opposite world again, that's what I couldn't stop laughing, because it looked like a cheap, like, porn film. You know what I mean? It was like something like...
Yeah, kind of. I agree.
Like, I'm sure they were trying to go for like an Ed Wood feel, you know what I mean? But it was not that at all. It wasn't even like close.
What is that?
He was a director who made like really crappy, not I wouldn't call it crappy, but campy sci-fi films, like black and white. Johnny Depp played him in the bio film. But it was like...
Never seen... I don't know. I'm like...
So you should have started off with that, and then we would have known right away.
Well, like I said, he's known, like, because you know how, like, Roger Corman makes his movies, like, you know what I mean? They're low budget, and... I don't even bother. Like, the sci-fi movie type films, like Sharknado and stuff, like, you know how it's like...
You directed those?
No. He's a producer, a famous producer. Oh, okay. But either way, though, those type of films, like, they're supposed to be, like, horror or sci-fi, but they're...
review guy?
Roger Corman?
Yeah.
No. Oh. But what is it? You know, it's like I said, it's like low budget, considered independent film. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's made very cheaply, very quickly, like no name stars kind of thing. And obviously, since there's like hardly any money, the special effects aren't very great. Yeah. And so I think that's what they were going for with in VHS Viral with the parallel universes, but it just didn't do that for me. I guess I was like, I didn't know what to expect, because at first you see, like, I'm not spoiling anything, but you see the guy go over, and then he has his wife in the other universe, and then you meet two guys.
You can't do quotes and not say, like, you're doing quotes.
Well, anyways, so then he goes and he sees his wife who's in the kitchen, and then she goes out to, like, this patio area with two dudes who are, like, shirtless. I think they're in their boxers.
They were all in, like, lingerie or, like naked, semi-naked. They fucking got out of the hot tub. I thought it was like they were going to swing. I was like, okay, and then it didn't go that way at all. What?
That's what it was.
Not really.
Yeah, it was their version of swinging.
I didn't get that impression at all.
Yeah, because remember, at the end, she was like, oh, you just wanted to play with them by yourself.
Ooh, I didn't even pick that up.
Well, I heard it, but that's still not what I was thinking. No.
It's like in the movie Old School.
Yeah, the dick monsters.
Like I said, I guess it reminded me of Old School. So before you know it, some guys with Jerry curl gonna show up. Mm-hmm. But anyways,
that is terrible.
And the funny part is, like I said,
that wasn't anybody's version of swinging. I don't even know. Apparently, that's how Josh swings.
With alien weirdos and
dick monsters.
Well, the funny part is, like I said, that story had so much potential, and it just like went this completely different way. I was like, what the crap is this?
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
And then the one with the skateboarders, that one wasn't really appealing to me. It was just like,
no, it wasn't.
And then they try to make it scary, like, oh man, we gotta get out of here, like with all the ghosts or whatever demons coming out.
Goats.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was just like, this is not terrifying whatsoever. And then what was the other story? Oh, you said the taxi cab. I don't know. Like I said, these stories have potential, but I don't know what they were going for. I don't know if they're just trying to. I don't know.
No, I think you're wrong.
No. Not really gonna discuss them.
Well, Josh told me that Milky Way had dark chocolate, but I'm pretty sure that's incorrect.
Sure it is.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't know where they're going with these stories. Like, I don't know if the intention was to be explicitly, let's make shock films, like, that people are going to be like, oh man, it's like, I saw this movie, it's all messed up, and you know what I mean?
It's allergy information. Nobody's allergic to chocolate.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure there's somebody.
Benny.
Really? We gotta.
Allergic to chocolate. Shout out to Benny.
Come on, what is it? Anyways. I don't know, like I said, it's just, the first two stories have potential.
Their wraparound story made absolutely no sense. Because, like, very much the guy's girlfriend just, it doesn't even show, it just shows her walks down the street and then the van comes by and she's gone. But, I don't know, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then he decides to follow the van on a bicycle.
I know, instead of fucking trying to get a car or something. Oh. Instead of trying to get a car or something, he just... That's stupid.
You know, he was on the Tour de France, and he was like, I can do it.
Pretty much.
And then the dumb part though is that...
He was like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's like, I won the Tour, Tour de Mexico, or whatever it was on his bike.
But I thought it was kind of funny, though, because pretty much he recognized that there was a pattern going on with the van that just kept going in a circle and a circle and a circle. Well, it didn't make any sense to me. If they noticed it was going in a circle, and there's only one officer that was following it, like, the entire time. So it didn't make any sense either.
I was going to say, yeah, pretty much with this film, logic wasn't really there. And like I said, the stories, I'm still on the stories. I was like, they had potential there, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like, and so, I don't know, what did you guys, really, was there anything that you guys thought was remotely good, or just, you know, I was going to say as far as, well, I was going to say, what do you guys think about the acting and stuff like that, but obviously, if we didn't like the movie, you know what I mean, it's all bad.
The bad part is there really was a lot of potential for all of these stories, and it just didn't go like that. Like, they got so far, and then they just didn't know what to do, so that's when they just started doing a bunch of different bullshit. Because even the last one, that one could have been good, and it could have been just, you know, the one with the skateboarders and stuff, when they went to Mexico. I don't know, it wasn't, like, obviously the actors needed to go, and the skateboarding thing needed to go, and the main character with a badass attitude had to go, but you know, they could have salvaged something.
I don't know, the only one that actually had pretty good acting was the multi-universe one.
No, it didn't. The Magician one had better acting.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
I agree.
I thought that one had...
I liked the story from the different universe, but I think that the acting was way better in the first story, in the Magician one.
Really? I thought the acting was pretty okay for the second one. I don't think it was that bad as you guys describe it, compared to the other ones.
Alright, I think I talked too much about this movie already. It's already like 20 minutes, and I think all I've been talking about is how bad it was or the potential it had and so on and so forth. But either way, though, I don't know. The reviews haven't been great so far, and I think on Internet Movie Database it's like at a 4 out of 10. Or, it's like right below 5.
So pretty much it's okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I don't know. When I think of VHS, I think of like horror films or something scary, and that wasn't really the case with this film. I don't know. It's like if you've seen the first two, you know, obviously you might want to watch it just to watch it. But outside of that, like... So yeah, like I said, if you've seen the previous ones, you'll probably watch the next one, and then they may or may not make another one, in which people may or may not watch that one. It'll just continue on, like with Saw.
They're just gonna keep on, as long as people watch it. They're just gonna keep on making them.
Yeah, pretty much. They make another film when you watch it.
Unfortunately, I probably would. Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Was it? Well, actually, that's not an anthology film. I was gonna say, like, you talked about the Outer Limits, whatever, but
Yeah, but where can they go with it? They already went viral.
yeah. But what is it? I was gonna say, what is?
So it doesn't make any sense. And about this film is that they do like the whole VHS like scramble video and all that, even though everyone has digital cameras. That makes absolutely no sense. Because on a digital camera, it just go blocky or becomes distorted. That's about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they're still trying to keep up with that, and if they were doing that, I don't know. To me, it's like, don't even try to scramble the video or anything like that. I agree. Because to me, if you're gonna still try to make it look like VHS at times or whatever, you might as well just do like film or like little stories prior to, like, you know, cell phone video and whatever. You know what I mean? Because even then, you can still do like early 2000s with the crappy cell phones. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of potential there, but I think it's just a matter of, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yeah, we got the story, we're filming it, and then they're like, oh, we have no more money, oh, we gotta wrap it up. Yeah. But, yeah, who knows. I was gonna say, what can anybody think of, if anybody can, like a favorite anthology movie, or at least a story?
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, but what's your favorite?
My favorite story? Oh, let's go Twilight Zone. I like... Well, there's a couple that I like, but there was this one... there's this one story, and the people were in this home, and they had invited their friends over, and they were having this really serious conversation, and they were like, we need to go now, because these people are going to land on our planet, they're coming here for whatever, and they're trying to explore, and they're going to take over. And so they start talking, they keep on talking, and then the young girl, the daughter, has a boyfriend, and he's like, well, why don't we just see what this planet Earth has? And pretty much, it was people on a different planet, and people from Earth were going to land on their planet to explore it, because they didn't know that there were people there. And so that one was a really good story. I don't know, that's one of my favorite ones. You know how I feel about aliens.
You say, Josh, got anything in your, you know?
In your chamber of secrets?
What do you mean, like stories?
Well, I was gonna say, like, is there a favorite anthology series or movie or a favorite story you have that you've seen? Because obviously, like, the anthology films, like, they come here and there. when
Come on your face.
they come around, like, not every so often, you know what I mean? Because, like, not too long ago we had I guess Urban Legends wasn't really, like, an anthology film. But, you know what I mean? Like I said.
So, I don't know. It depends, because there's a lot of anthology stories that I like. Because on Tales from the Dark Side, I like the Gargoyle one. And then...
That's a good one.
And then in the Twilight Zone, I like Nick of Time. That's my favorite one. The one with William Shatner. And then it's the one where they're stuck in the town and they keep using the fortune teller thing.
Oh, the bobblehead, the little devil thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
That's what that's called.
I can't remember what was that story where that movie where like that people always meet like every year in the graveyard or whatever and tell their stories. I like the one about the guy who was a painter and everything that he painted came true.
Oh, you're talking about, is that Tales from the Crypt? It's like Tales from, like, the Vault or,
Vault of Terror or something, or horror?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember what it was, because I have it on DVD.
Yeah,
and,
I
yeah,
remember.
that was a good one.
I want to say it's the Vault of Horror, but I don't remember for sure.
But, yeah, that was a good one. I don't know. That's my toe.
Oh.
But,
You're unusually soft.
I was trying to think of,
What?
Vault or whatever.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
The painter. Pretty much,
Well,
he would.
He was selling his wares at a thing, right? Oh, never mind. No.
you're thinking of Tales from the Crypt, the original, like, the 70s film.
Because he was at like a swap meet or something, right?
Oh, wait, no, you're thinking... Yeah, that is the right one. Yeah, this is the right film, The Vault of Horror. Because there was one...
That's what I said.
Because there was one where vampires, bodily dismemberment, East Indian mysticism, an insurance scam, and an artist who kills his... What is it? Who kills by painting his victims' deaths. And...
I remember that one. Yeah, actually.
But you remember what happened at the end, right?
No.
I forgot what happened. Like they were like doing construction over on his building, or like a bird like flew and like hit. He made a self portrait of himself. Well, what ended up happening was like a bird or something knocked over like paint thinner and it poured all over the portrait, so he started melting.
Yeah, I remember that because he had also put it in a safe to protect it, and then he suffocated.
Or he started to suffocate.
Well, he started to suffocate before he could get it. Almost before he could get it. And what was it? Like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to think of my favorite ones because there's a lot of them. But
Problem. There's a lot of good stories from,
yeah, I was gonna say from like the past though.
Yeah.
And I figured, by now, you know what I mean, we would have seen, I guess maybe it's not happening yet, but a resurgence of like anthology and stuff like that.
So I also liked, which one was that show called? Night Visions? I don't know, I'm kind of tied between the one with the guy from Sliders, where they visit the people like on the side of the road and all that, at the rest stop, and then that one where like the girl sees like the ghost or whatever in the house. Like the handyman, remember?
No, I don't remember that one.
Well, I guess I was a giveaway. Pretty much, she kept seeing somebody inside their house.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And then it turns out that her and her family were the ghosts, and that it was a handyman trying to rebuild their house.
Yeah, I remember that one.
One night, while they were all sleeping, the brother was like to play with fire, and he accidentally set the house on fire and killed them all.
I don't even know what story this is. I'm trying to think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, is that show Night Visions? Like, I don't know if you ever saw a TV show, but...
I didn't actually. I saw it with you guys later. We started watching them, but I don't recall.
I do like the one with the guy from Sliders.
I'm still trying to think.
It's the one where pretty much the people are, I don't know, I think they're like traveling to like parks or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
And pretty much on the side of the road, there's, and I guess you call them like gypsies, I guess, trying to sell stuff. And one of the guys makes fun of them. Well, they end up picking up a drifter. and pretty much he takes them to like a rest stop, and then slowly their group starts disappearing, and it turns out that the guy was from Sliders. He was a gypsy, and they're actually killing the people and making them into items to sell.
You mean Jerry O'Connell, not the guy from... I keep thinking about it. I was like, you say the guy from Sliders, I was like, you mean Jerry O'Connell? But, what is it? I'm still on my idea. I don't know, like, it's just, like, so hard because... I do like that Twilight Zone with William Shatner. I also like that one, what is it? What is it from Tales from the Dark Side? Is it Tales from the Dark Side? Yeah. The movie where, with Christian Slater, where they had the mummy and everything like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good one. I guess I thought that was a good series, or movie in general, but I don't know. Too many to name. I haven't thought of it yet.
A lot of really good stories, and that's what's funny. We're naming things from like 30, 40 years ago.
So I think Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, had the best wraparound.
Oh, with the kid and the witch?
Yeah, I agree. I like that one. That was a good one.
I don't know, like I said, I just figured, people would be inspired, by those previous works, and then when they come to making, like, a film like VHS or something, they would just pretty much take away from that.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause like I said, when watching VHS, I expect, like, a horror film or something like that. And then in this last one, there was nothing horror or terrifying or even jump scare whatsoever. I was just like, I'm just watching like a sci-fi film or something, of that nature. Because didn't see it. But, all right. Well, I guess we'll go wrap it up here. Cause, that's all I got. So I'm tapped out on this movie, and there's not really much to talk about. Even though we talked about it for a really long time. But, all right. So, like I said, you can like and subscribe to us on iTunes and on the Movie Trio podcast. We're also on Twitter at the Movie Trio. On Gmail, what is it? The Movie Trio at gmail.com. Like I said, like, recommend, subscribe. All that info is located in each episode box if you need to refer back to it. Excuse me. So pretty much, for the review of VHS Viral and the Movie Trio, I am Daniel.
I'm Sherry.
I'm Josh.
I don't know if there's even a...
I don't even have anything.
I'm trying to think about the kids in at the end of Tales from the Dark Side. Before he eats the cookie.
I thought he said, and they all lived like happily ever after or something.
I don't even remember. Golly, it's been a while since we've seen it.
I don't know.
Whatever. He's calling. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny. I was going to say, I don't know. Who cares?
Okay, so there was time now.
Well, even though that didn't relate to that, but okay. All right. Good night, everybody.